What's going on, y'all? This is Greg. Greg said it. We back at it again. Inspiration, motivation, second of the day, y'all. We talked a lot about, had a few minutes. Talked about the game between Colorado and West Virginia yesterday. The whole Juju thing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all want to get into that? Hey, we did a live. Go check it out on this channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I had to end it shortly. Honestly, I had a little lizard crawling around. He looking at me. I'm looking at him. I had to deal with him. I got up a few minutes early. I dealt with a little baby. Sucked him up, put him outside. He wanted to intervene. He wanted to be in the show. But hey, I don't just give people a platform. I got all kinds of clowns want to talk. They think that's how they get attention. They get on the platform. They can build their own. I put that lizard on the show before I put some other folks on. That's crazy though. Shout out to the lizard. Anywho, I promise y'all I was going to do a second video today because I didn't get into it then, so I'm going to get into it now. On why I believe Coach Prime is right. And he knows exactly what's going on with that team. Now, what he could have done about it, I don't know. They said it's a challenge with this era, with this Porter NIL era. But I was looking at well off. I watched it probably right before the game. I caught up on it. And I noticed they had practice out there in West Virginia, and they got the guys in the circle. And they was talking about, he tried to do this little remember the Titans thing. Now, you in week 8, going week 9, really more than week 9. I mean, the 9th game. And you trying to say, hey, you get to know him. Now, why are you doing that? You know your players don't know each other. Maybe you watching them interact at practice or, while they traveling, because he made the comment, we're going to get the bum when they travel. And I guess he did all kinds of activities that whole time. But I know particularly on Well Off, they was in the circle. He bring different guys up there. And one guy said, hey, I know this guy. Tell me one thing about this guy. And they couldn't. They couldn't tell each other, they couldn't tell him about the other player. And I found that interesting because, you at this point of the season, a lot of guys, you got 38 seniors. They don't know each other by now. They ain't going to get to know each other. But it explains the record and the lack of chemistry and all that brotherhood talk that they don't have and, trusting each other. We've been hearing that as all the justifications for all the lack of play. Man, that's part of it. When you play harder for each other, when you like each and know each other, you trust each other, you know what each other going to do. That definitely helps. That's just ancient. You just beginning of time. People who've been playing a long time together, they play better together. It's chemistry. Like anything in life, in business, anything. You work with somebody who you know what they're going to do. They know their strengths and weaknesses, and they know yours, and you fill in for each other. It's just seamless. But player after player, offense player, the defensive lineman, linebacker, and running back, and cornerback, and safety, and the receiver, and all that stuff. Nobody got up there. They said they reading bios. Well, he from Florida. Hey, we know that. They on the team with each other, and all they know about each other. Well, he from Florida, and he got a daughter. They giving this, but you know what was crazy? The coaches almost pretty much did the same thing. I know they brought up the defense coordinator and offense coordinator, right? It wasn't the defense coordinator, linebacker coach and the coordinator. And then the defense coach came up with another coach from offense. And it was very generic, the strength and condition. I get that. And the equipment guy. And then, he has a wife from out here. She's nice. And it's like, it shows you ain't really done a good job. All them trips or whatever, somehow, somewhere, you ain't did it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know I don't know how to solve it. You ain't. He said, if I knew how to solve it, I would. Well, you got a team full of guys that can't know each other randomly. Hey, like remember the Titans, y'all gonna get together. We're gonna do these 3 days until y'all can say something. He wasn't finna like, hey, he from Florida. He from Memphis. Like, he just trying to ask you. And he trying to dig. And nobody got up there really was able to do it. Now, unless he only brought up the people that didn't know each other. Certain personality, like, Ben can come up there. Because Ben get to know everybody, right? That's his style. Coach Prime, he's going to be successful, and that's true. Because he know how to connect with people. But when you got a team full of guys who, when I played ball, people knew each other. You had nicknames. You didn't know everything about people, like, personally, like your best friend. But you knew some about them. Y'all went out together as a team. Now, certain people gonna be closer with than others. Certain people gonna know more about than others. But if you pull me up there when I played ball with some of my teammates, Most of them, I'm going to have something to say other than he from Milwaukee. He from South Georgia. Y'all ain't had no connection out of all that practicing. Maybe y'all don't practice. I know they do like 4 hours of practice. But I know we practice more. Maybe they too divided. I don't know. But I had more interaction as a younger player with the older guys. You know, and my guys, of course, my class, they knew me. They didn't know everything about me, of course, but they knew something. They knew something. Now, the more a person know about you, the better. But it just can't be surface for everybody. I wonder how deep that thing go. I wonder if he really pull out 2 linebackers together, what they know about you. Y'all playing together. Put the linemen side by side. What do y'all know about each other? Don't even do the random. Get all the way down to the nitty-gritty, Coach Prime. Get all the way down to it since you want to play with it. Go ahead and go there. Who really knows each other? Especially the man next to you, Jordan Seaton. How well do you know Xavier Hill? No, that'd be bad if he be like, well, you know, he played in Memphis last year. With Jordan, they played at IMG. What? Y'all play next to each other and y'all ain't had no conversation outside of practice. You don't know what your favorite food is, your goals, your dreams, what you did last summer, what you did last week. You don't know that. His favorite Madden team. You don't know nothing beyond. That's real messed up, man. And, you know, it's like the attitude, they call it mercenary mindset. You bring a bunch of guys in there that's new, and they ain't trying to get to know you because they saying, I'm going to be gone in, you know, 4, 5 months, 6 months, however long there. They ain't trying to connect. And that's what they say about these teams. You come in, they don't have understanding of the history of the school. That's real important for somebody who's been there. But even on a more shallow level, you don't know everything about the doggone history of the school and who's the president and all the coaches. Like they'll make your butt do you join them Greeks. Oh, they'll do that with them Greeks. They Q-dogging it up. They know the whole history. Everybody know everything about the Line brothers. They know everything about everybody who came through that campus and the whole organizational history. They're going to beat you upside your head for months to put that in. And that's what the military do too. It's a reason why they beat that in you to create a bonding experience and a commitment. You just come in and just la, 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 and I ain't really know nothing. I ain't really know nobody. I was there for 8 months. I don't know crap. I just know I was going to NFL. You ain't going to NFL. It ain't no win there. It's a messed up situation. It's messed up for you and it's messed up for the team because you can't win like that. That's why they say you go play in North Dakota on somebody and they boys been there 25 years and they old, got beards, and they've been there since their freshman year and on red shirt 2-3 times. They got a COVID, emphysema, every other doggone year they got. And you sit up there and you come in with your guy and you think you finna beat him. I know when I played ball, even in Little League, we played every year together. And every year we played together, we was better. And we was doing the unbeatable by the end. We've been playing together since we was 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever. And yeah, different people come in, but it's the same core teams. Because, you know, when you have a program, people stay. These people move around now. They got NIL mindset even in Little League now. You know, the teams who are able to build something with these boys, like these feeder programs, like I know in Georgia, certain counties and teams got feeder programs. They run the same plays from Little League all the way to the middle of the high school, and they playing it with each other, and they ain't moving around like that. Man, they gonna beat the mess out of everybody because they got a bond, they got confidence in each other, and they grow together. And I've been on teams like that. I didn't see that necessarily. I think in high school, we had a much better senior year in all the sports I played. It really was playoff bound and pretty much a quality team compared to, you know, the other teams. They just silly and selfish. By the time we came along, we had been playing together, getting whooped together, and it showed. We was better teams. And you can't overlook that. So I don't play that down. A lot of people play that down. Coach Prime say, well, you know, you got to, you know, bond and, you know, da, da, da. He know that. Them teams even in the NFL, who they, you know, they move all around and trade people like a mug now. But back in the day, they stay longer. They spend a long time on one team, especially quarterbacks and stuff like that. You have a chance. We look at New England Patriots with Brady and all them years he was there. Yeah, he left at the end. He won all them championships. Yeah, people changed, but the core stayed the same. especially your leadership. You move pieces around the core. But the coach, the coordinator, everybody's doggone doing it the same. They ain't changing every other year. Colorado gonna have to get there. Even people say, yeah, you should get high school players. Well, if he get them, he better make sure they stay. His big concern is, the history and the stats show that high school player be gone in 2 years. Maybe. But you have to build a culture to the point where people want to stay and they know why they're staying. And that's how you get back to some of the old school characteristics and benefits of, going to Alabama and being there 4 or 5 years. And that's why they just stay dominant, because these guys been there together. They ain't getting a bunch of doggone transfers. That's why Clemson for the longest said, I ain't doing that transfer crap. These guys know. But now they can't compete because while they waiting for their time to develop, somebody bring a senior in and whoop them. But they need to be trying to find a way to get that balance. Get these young boys in. Colorado got Corey, got Merritt there. McPherson, you got Seaton there. You got Juju there. And you got all them the receivers, Farrakhan, Gibson, and all them. And you better make sure they stay. Because it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy if they don't. But it will be beneficial. The longer them guys play together, you got Juju and them boys coming in as freshmen. They play 3 years together. They're going to have a bond out this world. They're going to look like a Travis and Shador at their junior year and their senior year. If you can keep them there. If you can keep the doggone things out their ear and they pulling them and have them go somewhere. Because these boys, man, like we say keep a Hill Green, but Hill Green done been to 4 schools, man. Hill Green was at Michigan. I think he went to, was it Charlotte, something like that? Not Charlotte, one of them schools out there, whatever. Then he come to Colorado. Then he go to Alabama. Man, this is your 5th year. You don't play the 4 different teams. The longest you played was at Michigan. It don't benefit you to learn all the different systems, jump around looking for opportunity. It benefits people to go into a system where they can build at, grow at, and that's how you're going to have a championship team. Even people talk about Indiana. Indiana coach came from James Madison, and he brought most of them boys with him. And they said, how did Indiana do that with a new coach? Well, he brought them core players with him. Indiana didn't have a program, but James Madison was good. Did y'all not forget? They were trying to get them in the playoff. You remember that year? That's why he got promoted. It was a good team. And they was trying to figure out how to get James Madison to the playoff because they were undefeated. And they they got screwed, before they expanded the playoff thing. They should be higher ranked, but it was a smaller school. His butt went there, and he took that culture and them kids there, and they've been whooping butt ever since. Oh, now you're going to use that against me. Now I'm number 2. Same guys. Same coach. Same system. They went to a different school. So that's why that stuff transferred, because it was the same core for the most part. It wasn't Indiana that did it. Indiana wasn't nothing. Everybody said, how Indiana doing? He's what he brought. So you can build a culture. And you can be like those teams like you see in North Dakota State and Delaware, how they dominated in their conference. And you can remember how Alabama used to dominate in Georgia. And what it was built on was what they try to say you should do now but can't be done. You're going to have to figure it out. You may do it different, we have to figure it out. Colorado going to have to figure it out. Because all they've been doing is recycling 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 players every year since Coach Prime got there. And it looked the same. And it's the same culture, it's the same type of people, it's the same complaint. Oh, they don't care about the team. Well, you need to not recruit them type of people. Or you need to find a way. You better Q-Dog, sci-fi, they got all that. What good is it if you don't know how to create that same thing? Because they create all that brainwashing and all that crap for that. And get you all tied up in that. And I don't know. Was that good for you? Well, I do. But football, you're going to have to create a similar type of bonding culture. You wonder why them coaches dog you out. If you get dogged out together, you're going to stand up together in them trenches. You living in luxury together, everybody's selfish. Well, my money. You need to let them doggone bond in a hard way. I don't care if it's just for a year. The doggone freaking fraternities, you come up just for a few months, and they run you through it to get you commit to that thing, to get you loyal to that thing. Because you pay the price. Coach Prime always talking about the price. If I give you some, and get to I want some, you're going to have to be a whole lot harder on their behind. Maybe I'll let them eat bricks for lunch and let them starve and let them suffer at practice with these weak practices and let them suffer together, and maybe that'll build a bond because they ain't bonding in their luxury. On them yachts and stuff, they all take off on different trips on every time they get a break. and go to Vegas and buy jewelry. That ain't bonding them. But it's just me. I'm Greg said it. What y'all think? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to y'all soon.